friends, and welcome to part 4 of our folio mini album tutorial. And it's not turning out to be a mini album after all, but into something else, and I think you will like this idea. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make the pockets that are going to house your greeting cards. Now, if you are completely lost as to what greeting cards, what pockets, I suggest that you go back a video to the folio mini album tutorial part 3, where I explain all of this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll link my tutorials in the description area below, and also right up there on the upper is it right hand? Yeah, upper right hand side of my video. I'm using my left hand. That's why I had a brain stumble right there for a moment. So anyways, let me just continue. Okay, so I did use the Spellbinders Diamond Flourish pocket die for this, and I've also used the Spellbinders Cascading Grace pocket die for my smaller pocket, and I will leave the links to any of the items that you see in my tutorial series in the description area below. I'll go ahead and make sure that I'll link everything, and everything that I can find online. And so anyways, we're gonna start by creating not a template, but by doing a little bit of math. And trust me, this is super easy math. Okay, when I made my cards, alrighty, as you can see, they are dimensional, and one thing that I need to keep in mind is how deep my pocket needs to be. So what I do is I hold it up against my this mat right here that has all sorts of measurements on it, and I hold it up. By holding it up, I see that I need a 1-inch space. Okay, and so it has to be 1 inch in depth is what I'm trying to say. And we already know that these are 4x6 cards, and I've done the preliminary work for you. This Spellbinders die will hold a 4x6 card vertically. Okay, here we go. So you can see it, it does hold it vertically. Now, but from what we derived in our last video is that it's not going to hold all 4 cards that I created, because obviously it's not 1 inch deep. And so we need to create a pocket that will hold these, and we are going to add this as a decorative thing right on top of it. So we're going to be creating this pocket, and what we know is that, okay, we're going to measure our embellishment or our decorative die cut right along it. So what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of math. Okay, let's say, and I've done this before in other videos when creating a box. So our box is going to be 4 1/4 going this way. Okay, and then we measure up and down, we measure vertically. Okay, and right along here it's going to be the 4 1/2. Alrighty, and it's going to be 4 1/2 going this way. So we're looking at 4 1/2 up and down, and 4 1/4 sideways. Okay, it's already been established that our cards, when stacking them up together, they're going to occupy about 1 inch worth of space. So that's our depth. So we know that we need to do 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and 1 inch here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add all these pieces. We're going to take 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 4 1/4 is 6 1/4. And now we have 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 4 1/2 is 6 1/2. And it's that easy, my friends. This this is the measurement that we're going to use to create our box, okay? And then what we're going to do is, see that 1 inch mark? We're going to be scoring all sides at 1 inch, and then we're going to score again. But let's do this part first. This was the sample that I came up with, but I'm going to use some graphic 45 paper. I decided that this is the paper that I'm going to be using. I think it goes very nicely with this one. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and take out our handy dandy paper trimmer. And I'm going to look at the measurements one more time, and I know that I need it to be 6 1/4 by 6 1/2. So we are going 6 1/4. Okay, 6 1/4. Just drop something. By 6 1/2. And there we go, 6 1/2. Okay, so we have almost a perfect square. Alrighty. Okay, now we're going to take our handy dandy scoring board, and we are going to score at 1 inch. I'm sorry, I almost said 1/2 inch. No, we're going to score at 1 inch on all sides. So score at 1 inch, score at 1 inch, score at 1 inch, and score at 1 inch. Oops. Oh my. Did I get all sides? Yes, I did. Okay. Now we can go back and score again at 1/2 inch, but I want to show you how this this folds out. Okay, how this comes to be, I should say, or how in the making of this. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do our folds at the 1 inch score mark, and we do our folds. And okay, this one we don't have to do our folds, but we're gonna go ahead and do it anyways, just as if we're creating a box, okay? That way it'll be visually easier on you. So we have all 4 corners done. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna take and cut a little piece of a triangle here and here. Okay, like right up until the point where they meet. Let me do it this way because I can see it better this way. Just like so. See, we're going to cut this little piece off. Alrighty, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides. So there we go, just like that. Okay, so now we have our box, okay? And we know that this is going to go over our box like so. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we are going to completely cut off the vertical side. See, we need to ensure how our box is going to be covered, which is like so. This is the up and down, the vertical. So we're going to cut this off completely, okay? And let me take out my Fiskars. And now, fold it on this side. This pattern just makes it a little bit difficult for me to see my score lines, but okay, there we go. That's my mark. That's where I want to cut it off. Okay, so we've cut off this piece and it goes away. Okay, So now we have this. We have something like this. Okay? Let me turn it over so y'all can see. So now we have something like this. So now what we're going to do is we need to build a lip here, okay, so that we can attach it to our folio. And we're going to do that right now. And to build this lip over here, we are going to score, and I want to say, let me just double check so that I can tell you. Okay, we are going to score at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, just 1/4 of an inch. And oh, here we go. So right here, we score, I think I said 1/2 inch earlier, but that wasn't right. So I'm glad I waited. So that's 1/4 of an inch. Okay, go on the other side. 1/4 of an inch. Alrighty. And we're going to go on this side, the side with the flaps, and we're also going to do 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to go here. This is 1/4 of an inch. We're going to go right along here. And this is 1/4 of an inch, going to go right there. Just like so. Okay. So this goes away. And now we have 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to fold. Okay? So let's go ahead and do our fold. Fold here. I'm going to fold here. And now we are going to fold here, the sides. Okay, there we go. So we glued this down just like that. Alrighty. And we're going to do the same thing over here. I was just a step ahead. But no worries. No worries, nothing bad's happened. Okay. So now we have something that looks like this. Okay? And you know that little smidget that I told y'all to cut off? It's actually going to be on this edge, not on that inside edge. But it's no big deal. Okay? No big deal. So now, let's take this edge here, this edge here, see? Just like that. Yeah, I was just a step ahead of myself. That step there. Okay? See that? That way, when you fold these over, it's going to be so much easier to fold over. Okay? And we're going to go like so. Alrighty. So now that we have this, we can come back and we can place our little decorative piece right up on top. Alrighty? And if you don't have a decorative, if you don't have a die cutting machine, or you don't have pocket dies like these, and it's in your wish list and you got to wait for your order to come in, you know what? You can easily use a paper punch. Many of you have your Pretty Designs paper punch, Martha Stewart, EK Success, whatever, and just add a nice border here. Or you can just leave it as is and maybe put something like, let's see, something like, I'm just pulling this off at random, pulling this out at random. You can add something like this to it, okay? No biggie, just something pretty to dress up your pocket, okay? But me, I'm choosing to use my Spellbinders dies on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue it down. Just like that. Okay. And we're gonna carefully place it right over it, and there we go. Just like that. Give it a couple of seconds to dry, and I'm gonna press down on it here, and I'm pressing down on it here, and I'm pressing down on this here, and just like that we have a decorative pocket. Okay, just like that. See that? And see how pretty it is? Okay, now we have these down, and I'm just pressing on these to ensure that they've adhered real well. Okay, and I saw something here earlier that I think I might want to use, but it may not go with, I don't know, maybe not, maybe not. Let me just leave it like that. Okay, because I can always add something later. Alrighty, let me close this up. Put my things away because we're gonna need the space. Alrighty, so now we have our decorative piece, and we are ready to attach it to our folio. Okay, here's our folio. Now, when I attach this here, like I said in my last video, I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to put this down over here just so that it'll give me a good idea of where this needs to be. Okay. And I know that I'm holding it upside down, and my apologies for that. I think we're going to need to, let me see how low this can go. I guess right about there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my trusty tool in one, and I'm gonna need a stand up for this. I'm thinking right along there. I'm gonna need a tool right here to kind of like, okay. So we have that there. Let me remove this one. And let me remove this one. Okay. I'm going back in here. Going down this way, and of course this way. There we go. So now I'm going to turn this around so that I can press till I reach the end, and the same thing over here. It's all good. Okay. See, it closes nicely. And now what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and open this up. I tell you, this is my go-to tool for everything. I use it on everything. Okay. And I'll get rid of this. Okay. So this is going to go right here, and like we said, it is actually more than an inch, or it is an inch. See how this is going to go. Because I have the waterfall feature, I do need to remove a few. Let me, oh, it's this right here. Yeah. So let me remove a few of these. Okay, those can go in my purse. And let me just take a look to see here. I do need to remove just a couple more. Okay. Yep. Alrighty. Just a couple more. Just a couple more. I'm gonna wind up with an empty pad. Going with just a couple more till the pad is empty. Okay, that is good enough for me. Alrighty. So now what I'm gonna do is I do have these by the sheet, but if you only have this, it's okay, or you can use your glue. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a sheet. Should I use my sheet or just this? Let me just go ahead and use this. But you know what? Before I place this here permanently, let's go ahead and take care of this pocket, okay? Now, for this pocket, I don't believe I have to use make any extra boxes, because I didn't do these dimensional. I mean, these are just as is, just little notes, okay? And so let's see, let me add some, what do you call it, score marks on this, because when I did this, I didn't run it through my embossing part, so it didn't emboss the score marks. So as far as, oh no, wait, it did. Duh, what am I thinking? It did emboss them. Here we are. Okay, estoy más tuerta que nada. Oh gosh. Okay. Alrighty, so hang on a second. Okay. Alrighty, so this is going to go like so. I could make it more dimensional, but I'm not going to. Let me just see something. Let me just put these in here. Okay. And this is gonna go like this. And let me just see. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna go like so. So for those of you who use glue, I'm gonna go ahead and use glue. Where's my glue? Here we go. Never a dull moment, right? Okay, so here we go. We're gonna use our glue here and just like that and like that. Oops. I tell you, I'm can't see very well anymore. One of these days I'm gonna be gluing my fingers together, or I'm gonna be gluing my thumbs to my projects. Just wait and see. Okay, so here we go. This is gonna go down right about here, because remember, this pocket is to keep the small cards. And you know what, You can also keep business cards in here. When you need to write to a friend, a client, or whatever, you can keep your business cards here as well. If you don't want to do this for your note cards. But see how nice and pretty they go in. Let me see, this one needs to go in. There we go. There we go. It doesn't like the last one. Let's see if I can add it over here. How pretty is that? I love that. Look at that. I love it. It's coming out so pretty. Okay, let me close my glue because we don't want this drying out. Okay, so now we are going to add our pad to here. And let's just use this. Where's my scissors? Here we go. I hope that this tutorial inspires you and you have found it easy enough to make your very own folio, mini albums, secretary assistant, whatever you want to call it. Oh, see, and over here, I'm thinking, I don't know any sites offhand, but if you Google it, you may be able to find some free, what do you call it? Some free calendar printouts, the small ones, the business size ones, and you can print out a few and adhere them right on this side. You know, you can do anything on this side. Let's see, what I may wind up doing is I may just add a picture over here. Okay, so we have our this, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here. Okay, now have to ensure that we do this right. We try to get it as what's the word, as centered as possible. We don't want it all wonky. Okay, there we go. And oh my gosh, let me go ahead and add the cards to it. I'm going to give you one last look-see on the cards that I've made. Here's one, here's another one. See, these graphic 45 papers are so beautiful that you really don't need to add much to them. So yeah, and because they are a little bit dimensional, you know, with the flat back pearls and the flowers and everything, I only made 4. But if you don't want to make them dimensional, you can certainly make more than 4. And these are going to go right here. Oh my gosh. Okay, and over here, let's see what we can add. I'm gonna look at, let's see, we have this sheet, and we can add something like, let me see if this is gonna be, yeah, follow your dreams, leave room in your garden for the fairies to dance, may all your wishes come true. I think I like this one, the middle one. So that is what we're gonna use. And look how pretty it's coming out. I'm just loving this project. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's, just imagine, I mean, you sit down at the first of the month to see if there's any birthdays or birthday cards or anniversaries that you need to send out a card for, and everything is going to be right here for you. How exciting is that? And of course, you can use these to add pictures of family members or friends. And you know what? Even sticky notes, since we're treating this as our assistant or our secretary dates, to keep our dates together, we can go ahead and put some sticky notes of any projects, parties, school functions that are coming up, and or notes of your friends favorite things. Like, let's say you have a birthday coming up from a crafty friend, and you can put right here what her, on a sticky note, what her favorite things are, what his favorite things are, and vacation ideas, whatever. You have a memo pad right here to write it with as well. And oh gosh, I just love this. I love this. I love to write everything down. Those friends who know me know how I love to do record keeping, and this is so perfect for it. So before we finish this out, I'm going to go ahead and put something there, and then we are going to do something very simple over here for our decorative element, because these papers are just so beautiful. I really don't think it needs much of anything else. Okay, this is awesome. I just love the way this came out. And you know what, friends? You know that this is my very second folio that I've ever done. Okay, so guys and gals, if I can do this, okay, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do this. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and continue with this decorative element and the decorative elements for the front, and we are done.